This was one of those losses that feels maddening because it was so avoidable. The Blue Jays basically handed the Dodgers a gift-wrapped victory. 13 walks allowed by Toronto pitching, 2 bases-loaded walks by Freddie Freeman to tie the game, and an overall sloppy, generous day from a bullpen that should have been spent finishing a lead. Instead, the Dodgers left 16 men on base, went 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, and watched 3 different relievers surrender game-changing homers in the 8th and 9th. The headline takeaway is simple. The Dodgers created more than enough chances to win, but the bullpen and situational hitting failed them at the worst possible moments. Start with the positives that get drowned out by the final line. Tyler Glasnow gave the Dodgers exactly what they needed: length, swing and miss stuff, and a quality start. 8 strikeouts, 2 runs over 5 2/3 innings. Glasnow's outing should have handed the game off to a tired but manageable bullpen task. Get 10 outs. That's basic leverage management, a job the relief corps failed to do. Trinan and Alex Vesia, both veterans the Dodgers have relied on, each missed locations that gifted Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Addison Barger back-to-back home runs in the 8th. Then in the 9th, Vesia opened with a pitch that became Ernie Clement's game winner. Those are not flukes. They're moments that say the bullpen is hittable in certain zones and pressure situations. 2 trends jump out from the box score: devastating long ball vulnerability and an inability to cash in with runners on. The Dodgers bullpen has allowed 65 homers this season, a number that screams pitch location and sequencing issues first, then reliever selection or fatigue second. The staff ranking, 21st bullpen ERA 4.24, supports that. League average to below average production, not the reliability you want down the stretch. On the offensive side, 16 LOB and 1 for 10 RS is a separate but related problem. Leaving that many runners stranded isn't just bad luck. It suggests issues with approach, with two strikes and in the clutch. Not enough situational hitting, not enough productive outs, too many swing throughs, chasing offerings down in the dirt, which Roberts explicitly called out. That brings us to the managerial points Roberts made about Shohei Ohtani. The 2 moments singled out: Ohtani getting thrown out trying to steal third with 2 outs and Freeman at the plate, and Ohtani chasing a swinging pitch down and out of the zone on a full count, are instructive because they highlight a micro level of bad decision-making on a team that can't afford them. Roberts' critique wasn't personal. It was practical. Stealing third with 2 outs and a dangerous power bat at the plate rarely improves run expectancy. It more often adds unnecessary risk. Ohtani's 9-game hitting streak and his 41st homer are reasons to celebrate, but late-game situational discipline matters just as much as raw production. Roberts's frustration is more a manager's plea for cleaner, smarter at-bats and base running in high-leverage situations. What are the realistic fixes? They fall into 3 buckets: bullpen management, offensive situational discipline, and roster action. Bullpen management needs immediate attention. The Dodgers must identify which relievers have reliable strike-throwing profiles under pressure and reassign roles accordingly. That might mean simplifying late-inning matchups, use the most dependable arm in multiple high-leverage spots rather than a 3 or 4-arm shuffle, and reducing exposure for pitchers who are tipping or losing command. From a development standpoint, the Dodgers should dive into pitch tracking data. Which relievers are leaving pitches elevated in the zone, getting sucked to the glove side, or throwing too many catchable sliders fastballs to hitters' sweet spots? Correctable mechanical tweaks and clearer usage plans, i.e. shorten outings, mix in a fresh arm earlier, can stem the bleeding in the short term. Offensively, the coaching staff must address the recipe slump with targeted work: 2-strike hitting drills, situational at-bat prescriptions, and lineup tweaks that increase on-base opportunities ahead of the heart of the order. If the team is repeatedly chasing breaking stuff low in 2-strike counts, hitters need clearer zone plan adjustments and patience training. Small ball isn't the Dodgers' identity, but strategic sacrifice situations, hit and runs, or more intentional sequencing could convert a few of those 16 stranded men into runs. On the roster front, the Dodgers' moves at the deadline were modest compared with the Padres' aggressive buys. San Diego's Hall, Mason Miller, J.P. Sears, etc., has stiffened their bullpen and given them depth, The Dodgers' Brock Stewart pickup hasn't moved the needle. If the Dodgers' internal fixes don't take effect quickly, ownership in the front office may have to consider further upgrades, whether a low-risk waiver/claim or a trade for a late-inning arm. That's not a guaranteed remedy, but it's a viable option if analytics show the current reliever profiles are unlikely to improve enough in short order. Also important, monitor workloads in AAA. A hot arm stash there might be the next best internal salvage point without disrupting club chemistry. Psychology and momentum matter too. The Dodgers' July 1 onward slide, 15-18, coincides with the Padres surging, 21-13. Confidence is fragile, especially when high-leverage innings turn against you. The coaching staff must reestablish micro-routines, mental reset protocols after bad innings, clearer in-game messaging about what the pitcher's role is that night, and accountability sessions that focus on process over blame. A veteran clubhouse needs that kind of steadying hand when results wobble. Finally, keep perspective. The offense still produces. Ohtani's slugging and Freeman's overall discipline are irreplaceable, and Glasnow's start is a reminder that starters can give you length and punch. But baseball is a game of small margins. When you let a bullpen give up multiple homers on bad locations and fail to convert a dozen-plus recipe opportunities, margins collapse quickly. If the Dodgers get back to basic execution, command in the bullpen, smarter base running, and more consistent situational hitting, they'll be right back in contention. If not, the Padres' aggressive deadline moves and hot run could make this a two-team uphill battle in the NL West. The next week in Anaheim and the soon-to-come series against San Diego will tell us whether this is a temporary stumble or the start of a longer skid. This one stings because the Dodgers had everything handed to them and still found a way to lose. Toronto's pitchers walked 13, gave up 10 hits, and twice loaded the bases in the final innings, literal invitations to break this game open. And Los Angeles left 16 runners on base, went 1 for 10 WISP, and wasted a brilliant outing from Tyler Glasnow. That combination of squandered opportunities and bullpen implosion is what made Dave Roberts so visibly frustrated after a 5-4 loss that trimmed the Dodgers' division lead to 2 games. Let's start with the bullpen. Glasnow gave the Dodgers length and quality. 5 2/3 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 runs. The job then shifted to the relievers, and it fell apart quickly. Blake Trinan came in with a 1-run lead and surrendered back-to-back homers to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Addison Barger, a brutal, momentum-swinging sequence. Alex Vezia followed and allowed the go-ahead shot in the 9th. The Dodgers' pen has now allowed 65 homers this season, one of the worst totals in baseball, and these late-inning meltdowns are a recurring theme, not a fluke. You can't expect to win with a bullpen that gives hitters good middle pitches in high-leverage spots. Shohei Ohtani's night is the other story Roberts latched onto. Ohtani still produced 2 hits, including his 41st homer, and extended a 9-game hitting streak, but 2 plays drew manager criticism. The first was his late-game plate appearance, where after fouling off 2 full-count pitches, he chased a sweeper down and out of the zone and struck out. Roberts' point, you can't be chasing that pitch in that spot, speaks to situational discipline. The second was Ohtani being thrown out trying to steal third with 2 outs and Freddie Freeman at the plate. Roberts bluntly called it not a good baseball play. That sequence killed a rally and underscored that even superstar plays can turn into costly mistakes when situational awareness falters. Beyond the box score, the larger issue is roster construction and the front office's approach at the deadline. The Padres aggressively upgraded their bullpen and depth, Mason Miller and J.P. Sears among them, and have been on a heater, 21-13 since July 1. The Dodgers, by contrast, mostly tinkered. Brock Stewart has yet to meaningfully stabilize the pen. When month-long trends swing against you, Dodgers 15-18 since July 1, it becomes an organizational problem. Bad innings from relievers, inconsistent performance in late innings, and a lack of deadline reinforcements to plug the most obvious hole. If the Dodgers want to hold the division, they need immediate fixes, clear bullpen roles and matchups, cleaner late-inning execution, better pitch location under pressure, and perhaps another low-risk bullpen upgrade. And the veteran core, Ohtani included, has to tighten the situational playbook. Games like this are expensive in August. They expose weaknesses and can define pennant races.